Welcome back, lords and ladies, to another House Lannister in the Strong Arms and Swift Steel number 2 Hotseat. Now, as we previously saw in the last turn, the end phase, no autosave, but this time we do have one. So the main plan is to get Justin's ancillary, give that to Kevin, have Kevin run up over here, do that. We'll have Adam run over here. He'll give Tywin his ancillary, and then we'll have him run over there. Have Willem run there, you run over there, and then you guys run to Tywin's aid. Alright, so that was the best I could do. Tywin, you'd think, why does he need more stars? Well, in the event he's attacked, he loses a star because he's fierce in battle, so that just makes him 9, and this makes Kevin 9 after he gets that this ancillary back. Plus, Kevin having the 25% movement kind of gives him a chance to run all over. Now, I've tested Stannis' strength of his army, you know. I don't know if there's anything in the trees here, but I don't really want to take any more time waiting for him. So, I mean, it's very plausible that he could defeat me if he has at least half a stack or so up here, but he's kind of hurting money-wise, so yeah. Plus, he's got to keep this front and this front. He might, I feel like he's pushing on this front because he had a large army over here at some point, and he could have easily sailed over here and contested Renly's fleet, because Renly has a larger fleet in Old Town, which is what I'm dealing with. So he might know that, and he's probably going to take advantage of it. So rather than wait and see if he takes, you know, has the time to take a few settlements before I attack, you know, to get his finances back up, I'd rather bite the bullet now and go for it. So I take basically everybody I got at my disposal. Okay. I think I did all the good units first, personally. And I also threw Justin in. So just switch out for the untrained guys and throw these better guys in. So I couldn't get 3 guys on the corner, which is the best way to win a siege if you have 3 night fighters, right? Well, I didn't. So in the case that he attacks, he has to take out 2 armies versus being able to, say, attack from this corner, but he'd have to attack from the tile adjacent to Salt Pans and attack Tywin. That would mean he'd only have to take out 2 armies and leave out the 3rd if they're in a line, which, you know, it could be a weak offense from my perspective, because if I don't have 3 tanked armies, which I don't, unfortunately. If I did, I could try that, but since I don't, the main objective I want is not to let Stannis be the attacker, because he's got so many good command stars. Well, he's got 8 or 9 command stars. So if he attacks either of these 2 armies, then Marbrand will be able to reinforce, because he is also a night fighter. And he's got a large army, though it is a crappier army. It will still be the turning point for us. If he attacks with this, it is best that Stannis is to reinforce because he's a good commander, but at the same time, attacking with a 0-star commander is going to be treacherous for your health. Now you might ask, what's the plan after this? Well, basically it's just hold Salt Pans and wait until I can get full circle over here. Probably send one of the armies down south to defend the southern Riverlands just in case it's attacked. Probably send Elwood Mallory, or actually have a diplomat trained up here after I take this. So I pretty much just grab them and that guy. I don't think I could do it with just them. Maybe I did, I don't know. Basically, I do that. I think I actually threw Martin in there because Martin was the one who's going to stay in the city. I was able to sack it for 31,000 gold, which was, oh, so nice. Oh, so nice. So I started building a war galley, a sailor, and 2 spear militia, and I jacked it up to full taxes. So then I took Walder, or no, actually I would take Craigcall after that, with, I want to say, like 3 of these guys. So Craigcall would besiege this, then we'd throw Davin as far as he could go south, as well as Walda. I would want Walda to besiege Sunhouse with a few units from probably the 3 worst units. That way I can have Davin and most of the army up north ready to defend if need be. Probably just retrain as quickly as possible because we're going to need it. I might end up just occupying uplands just so I can retrain as quickly as possible. But I'm also going to be recruiting as many men as I can at Old Town. It doesn't matter if they're militia or if there's no armory. There is no armorer, which kind of sucks, but that's why retraining the army would be better than, you know, recruiting a brand new one because there would be no armor. We'll grab these 2 guys, throw them over here. Throw you a new one. Grab everybody here. Pretty much do that. I thought about training a new one here, but it really doesn't need to be trained, to be honest. And then we'll have those 2. I end up throwing them, the other force first. There's going to be a few guys here. Then Lorch is going to join up. We'll have Lefford run over there. We'll grab one of our ships who was close, toss him over there. Now I talked to Bolton, the admin, and he said as long as I was like half a dozen tiles away from the enemy fleets, and I mean I took that as both of them because I don't want my galley with experience sunk. So I toss it somewhere around here, just in eyesight, but just out of range because I don't want it sunk. I want to live. Unfortunately, was not able to get Clegane another Star of Command, so I might give him the next Valyrian Steel Sword. So I was able to get these guys down to like 17, I think, with just Clegane and them leading. So I left them instead of a unit, instead of wasting money on training units, because it was just, it was basically 90 or 85% public order with 17 guys, which was probably about 13 florins or gold per turn, and that's not going to stack up to a militia cost in a while, so I was not caring. Because I know that it's probably going to get wrecked later, so I didn't care. So I end up throwing this guy. After a few quick saves, you can get it, but you have to attack and sack Flint's Finger first. And I didn't do it like this. I actually took Clegane, Ballman Butch, the Armored Sergeant General, and the Pavi's crossbowmen. We attacked, then we'd use this ship to attack, then it would drive that fleet back over here, then they're weak enough where if you attack them enough, you know, quick save, quick load enough, you can sink the ship. You can sink the fleet. And I did it that way so then this fleet would be in range of the port, and I can retrain at least one of them if I sack the place. I could retrain both if I occupied, but I did not want to occupy because not a lot of gold in occupying. And I've occupied a few places already. This place, this place. I needed some major payoff. And with the money I got from Old Town, I decided to recruit a little bit in the Riverlands. A few units there, 1 unit there, and 1 unit here just so I can start building up a decent defense for the twins in the future when I need to defend them. Not that I'm saying I would hold the Eastern twins, but the Western twins, yes. The Eastern twins, not particularly, because you could get 3 armies on it, but that would be a long time for Stark to have a comeback like that. That being said, I might keep this fort here, just so I can possibly do that in the future. Possibly. Excuse me. Actually, I could potentially just fort up this right here. Wow, you could.
An honor, sire. Sire. Yes.
You could only get about 2 armies. Yeah, you could only get 2 armies on this one fort. Better yet, now that would give you a triangle effect. You could actually just do that, and that'd still give you 2. So, that's that. Alright, I'll skip ahead and I'll show you what it looks like at the end turn. Just a moment. Alright, here we are. Now, as I said, training those men as proposed, and it appears that I actually did use the unit of 15 spearmen, which is kind of funny because I'm surprised that they survived, which is what I would have wanted, but I didn't use Walder in it because I knew I wanted him for the next attack. Now, Sunhouse is right there. It's only got Branston Coy. I brought plenty of men in case he trains any, which is very unlikely. Plus, I've got my ship over here, which I threw the full movement. It's only got Paxter Redwine over here, and he's diseased. Now, the hope is that I can get the ship over to Sunhouse without being sunk. So I could just send him over there, or possibly right there. And he'd be out of range, or I could just do it right there just to be safe. The hope would be grab a unit or a general, pay probably 2 units, and just throw them over to the arbor. And that's what you get for not sinking that fleet. Also, he besieged Lord Hewittstown, which is fine. I'm still just readying up my fleet. It's almost ready to go. So I decided another sailor. Excuse me. Now, in comparison, relatively, the Grand Armada is almost ready. Now, of course, we have a long way to go before our fleet can topple theirs, but at the same time, we've stabbed them in the heart of their economy, which will make them suffer as they try and recruit more men to kind of bridge the gap of what they've lost. It's sad to say that Renly is on the down spiral, just like Stark. Let's just go with the factions. Militarily, I've actually boosted past my previous heights, which is kind of nice to see. Renly is kind of holding steady at their previous gain, which makes a little, it makes sense. Stark is coming back a little bit as well. And Stannis is holding steady. I think they've hit the maximum amount of money that they are able to, money to military ratio. And Stark is holding steady, about to go down 2 more. Poor guys. Renly's feeling that full effect now. Stannis will feel my wrath later. I just need my vengeance on the other 2 first. Now, financially, I'm going to shoot right up because, as you can see, 22,000. I'll boost up to 26,000 because I'm still making money aside from having sacked for 31k. Now, Stannis is going down, so I can assume that it might be time to strike at his money center, Salt Pans. Another 1,000, excuse me, per turn is going to hurt him. Renly, I think it was like 3,500, I want to say. Every turn from Old Town is going to crush him. It's just gonna, either it's going to be militarily on land or militarily navally, so he might just want to pull back his fleet to Storm's End, but it might be too late for that. As in, when I say too late, I mean like it's just, it might not be worth it for him to run him all the way, because he should have done it if he already had the chance, you know? But yeah, that's it. Walder will be able to make it over there in range. I didn't want to take out this rebel force because it's too much. It's too much for me to really want to fight. Now, I could recruit a diplomat here and bribe that sucker. It might be costly, but at least it would give me 3 or 4 decent heavy infantry units if I need them right offhand. Versus, you know, me buying another sellsword group, which I could buy another sellsword group if I want to, because I have the money. But I'm kind of saving up for the 20,000 cost for the next Valyrian steel sword. It just depends if I win salt pans or not. Now I can't sack salt pans, which is fine. I just want to occupy it so I get the 1,000 gold that they're getting from it. And they're barely holding at public order value, which is funny. Now, once I have salt pans, I can lift all these forts on the shoreline except for, well, except for this one. But of course I'll have Kevin stationed over here just so he can defend salt pans. And I'll have at least, yeah, I'll have at least 3 or 4 units here, maybe a general and 3 units in Derry, and then better units than the spear militia here. And that should be that. I think that's mainly my future. But yeah, I ran Clegane out of there. Still managing to hold his silver chevrons. He's still not 5-star general. He really needs 5-star. I kept Tom in here to get the ancillary, and then I'm gonna have him go catch up with the crew. And then once these guys are retrained, we're gonna have them run back over there. This ship is pretty much just made for these 2 units, or 2 characters to get on the mainland. And while they're going, we'll have them catch up, and then maybe we can just get them over here, or plop them on this peninsula, which looks very strange, and then have them go over to Seaguard, which could save them a bit of time, and I could also hopefully retrain this fleet. And if I could, I would retrain this guy in 2 turns if I can. It just depends. It all depends. But yes, as soon as I was able to take Old Town, I'm pretty sure this... I don't want to be overconfident, but it's only a matter of time until I take out Golden Grove and I really put some heat on Renly. But as it is, they have forted off this shoreline, so I won't be able to, you know, cut off Tarly's retreat if he needs to. And they've stationed that sailor very well at that position. Now they left the galley here, so I can only assume that, because the admin had to sub Renly because he's not, no offense to Gimli, but he said he's lost interest in this map and this Hotseat, which I can't blame him because I've lost interest in some of mine. But I left. I've left only 1 or 2, yeah, only 2 Hotseats ever. And that was because they were really, really getting on my nerves. I really didn't like them at all. It was just slow paced, too many players part of the time, just not enough to keep me there. Could be the same for Gimli. I totally understand. And plus, it's no fun to get your ass beaten and not really have a chance to get back at the person doing it. I've had that happen to me multiple times. So I can sympathize, I can empathize, I know. It's actually kind of nice being on the other side of the coin for once. Not being the one defending against such an onslaught, but the one dealing it out for once. Which has kind of been part of the reason this has felt like a strange hot seat to me, is I've never been in that position. But it's kind of nice to just be able to do it for once. So yeah. Well, that's enough of me rambling on about stuff that probably doesn't matter to too many of you, but hopefully next turn we can stop that, or at the very least we have an army ready to reclaim Banefort. At the very least, it looks like we could get over there and then get far enough away from that ship to be at range. Same here, we could do that. So hopefully they sack it, they run the ship out, and then I could just get to that port and be safe with that galley. Soon, very soon, this fleet will be ready to move on Renly. And hopefully I won't even have to lift a finger to attack them. I really wish this war galley was done in Old Town already. 7 more turns, we'll have to see. So, cross your fingers. Hopefully we can get salt pans. I know we'll have, let's see, uplands. And definitely have Sunhouse. I might want to wait on the Arbor until the plague is subsided, but I really hope that Paxter dies. That would be hilarious. But just from my perspective, I think that'd be hilarious. But you know, also to note, Randall's still here. I tried bribing this place with that 30,000, you know, from Old Town, and I still couldn't bribe it. Wait, what? I could bribe it now? That's bullshit. What? What? If I would have known I could do that, well, no, I wouldn't have still done it, actually. But it's kind of nice to know that I could scout around with this next turn, if I want to. Well, well, well. Well, I can check to see if you've gained any, nope, you haven't gained any loyalty or movement. Wait. What was the odds? 1 to 400. Oh my gosh. Also, I want to note they have a unit of 40, but it really doesn't matter when they have plenty of units over here. So, the admin's been a little bit honest about having proper units in forts, which is funny because he didn't do it himself this time, but I think he probably was just trying to get through what needed to be gotten through. So next turn, hopefully, no, I probably need to wait another 2 turns. But maybe I could bribe out the castle and then fort off Oakheart. Because if I can get rid of Oakheart, then I will have dealt a sound blow, because I hate Oakheart for thwarting my last attempt on Golden Grove. But at the same time, I have to thank him for doing that, because, you know, it kind of made this possible. Because he focused everything on Golden Grove, which was good. Very good. Maybe I should start building another army. Actually, if I wanted to, I could start building 3 units of Guards of the Rock at Harrenhal, but I won't. I might actually ask the admin if I could build some of these at Harrenhal for the 1,500 recruitment cost and like 3 turns. you know, so I give 1500 on the turn I want to, and then wait 3 turns and I get the unit. That might be nice. That might be nice. But we'll have to see. I'm going to end it here. Passing it on to Renly. So thank you everybody for watching, and I shall see you in the next turn. Berry night.